This is great to see you. This is a wonderful event. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, I wanted to share with you something very personal. I'm really confused of what's going on in this event, like never before. When you are coming and you are getting some positive information at the event, so you're excited and you go and implement it. But when you hear so many good news, you are confused. You don't know what exactly you are going to do and how you are going to implement all this stuff. Do you have any idea? Aren't you confused like myself? Do you feel what I feel? Like, how are you going to do it? How you take it all and go and make your 2025 a big success? You will need to go and do something, some technical, some kind of action which needs to be probably somehow structured. You need to put it into action, right? Execution right now. This is the name of the game, is execution of all those great news and all new tools and new possibilities and opportunities. We need to go and implement it somehow. And this is the biggest challenge. Because normally what happens to us, naturally, we get excited at the event and then go home, and within several weeks' time, the general routine takes over. And we forget it, and we start living our regular life again. Do you feel what I feel? Because of the regular routines, all right? If we don't change the regular routines, we will get back into the old, normal life. It's just a matter of time, regardless of how excited we are right now. And we are excited, but I'm excited and confused at the same time. I'm sure you are not. You are just excited, but I'm also confused on your behalf. I'm confused on your behalf. So I was thinking how I'm going to help myself. I'm very selfish, right? I was thinking how I'm going to implement it myself, not you. But I decided to share with you some ideas of how I'm going to implement this stuff, okay? So to do so, to be honest, I don't believe in motivation. I don't believe in motivation. I don't know to what extent you believe in such thing called motivation. Because motivation is something very short-living, right? I am motivated. Now this is the reason for me to go, wake up and do something. And the very next day, I lose my motivation, so what do I do? So what's next, right? This is how usually things run. And many people go and search and look for the motivation. I believe that motivation for us is a good reason why we are here. This is generally, I would say it's a fundamental. It's foundational for us, why we are here. So we know why we are here. We don't need to convince ourselves why we are here. So we don't need to motivate ourselves. We need to put into action all those great ideas and opportunities we just heard today, yesterday, and the day before, right? So the question is how to do it in a proper, structured way, how to keep ourselves executing means disciplined, means rational, means putting it into action, right? Because general motivation is here. I don't need to convince you, you don't need to convince me. We are so much convinced, it's just incredible how convinced we are. And everyone who's getting on the stage is convincing the rest. Guys, it's unbelievable what happened to me, what's going to happen to you. The vision is unbelievable, and I'm sitting and thinking, how I'm going to put it into action? I've got thousands of supervisors I need to speak with now, and so bring them those ideas and somehow to implement it, right? So I created this journal for myself. This is my tool. This is how I operate. I have it in previous years. It's kind of different types of, you are sitting and you are writing things down and you are trying to plan it and then schedule certain things. So, and it's a few papers here and few things here in your phone, in your computer, in some of your notes, right? And now you need to take it all and put it into action on a daily basis. And we are not doing it properly, let's face it. Half of it is going to be forgotten, right? Let's face it. So that's why we created I'm not going to sell it to you, right? So that's why we created this. Looks like commercial, right? And to solve this problem, we just created a brand new tool, $5.95. Call now. If line is busy, call later, but do call. Now, okay, so I created this assessment and planning tool, right, just for myself, right? And so this is the journal where I'm going to share with you some ideas. And this is how I'm going to work. On my way back in the plane, in the flight, I'm going to write things down. Everything I think I need to improve in my daily routine, in my weekly routine, in my monthly routine, and how I'm going to structure my year, my 2025. Everything. Every aspect of my business. And a little bit of my life also, right? Everything is here. So I didn't forget anything, almost. Almost didn't forget anything, so everything is here. So I'm going to show this to you as a different format, just presentation, but it's the same idea, okay? So, and I'll explain to you my logic behind, okay? So if you like it, you can implement it yourself. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we always start with Jim Rohn. Okay, 3 great quotes from Jim Rohn. One is, you must either modify your dreams or magnify your skills. And skills is not theoretical, it's implementation, it's execution, it's everything we are doing on a daily basis, weekly basis, something which we don't forget. It's part of action, it's not part of being, it's part of doing. Because being is nice, we can stay at home and be whatever we are. But in order to change things outside there, we need to do, okay? So it's not just about skills. The second one is change yourself and everything will change for you. This is my favorite one. Everybody knows it. The question is how we change. What it means, change. Sounds good, but how I implement change practically, how I put it into action and how I change a year from now, I change the reality for myself, for my environment, for my people I work with, how we change, what it means, change. And the third one is either you run the day or day runs you, which means we either don't have a plan and we wake up in the morning and now we decide what to do. I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to you, by the way. You happen to be here, just by the way. And so we either wake up and we think what I'm going to do today, or we have a good plan, which was decided in previous days and months and weeks and so on and so forth. So that's why I'm going to plan my 2025. It's already was planned somehow, but I was waiting for this event to nail everything, to nail. And actually I discovered that I was not ready to nail, because I've learned so many new things here. I didn't know half of what's going on here. I thought I know that what Honors is going to be about, but now we discover that this is something different. Okay, now we need to take it into account and put it into action. So this is Jim Rohn. This is the foundation. Then I would recommend myself to read these 2 books, which I did. These 2 books are unbelievable books. It's just for myself again. Don't waste time. But on your right is called Mindset. Have anybody read this book? This is an unbelievable book which explains to everybody that you are capable of everything. Because we all have doubts, and our people have doubts. Can I achieve a president's team? Can I achieve chairman's club? And people doubt themselves and they doubt everything, which is fine. This is totally fine to doubt. But the question is, from which perspective you doubt your capabilities and your future. So this is an absolutely fantastic book which answers the question, am I capable of doing, achieving, whatever? Very much recommended. And the second one, Atomic Habits, is about how you implement it. First, that you are capable of changing things and becoming whatever you want to become. And the second one is how to. 2 main questions, right? Am I capable and how to do it? These 2 books. It's absolutely fantastic books. I recommend you So next one is we start actually analyzing. So the methodology is very simple. I have a categories. Each category is built on certain details and each certain building blocks. And within each building block, I want to understand what is my current status, what I want to achieve in 2025 by the end of the year, and how to do it. Means what kind of new routine I need to implement in my business, right, in order to change something and make it different towards the end of the year. And so when it's coming to my personal, everything starts with our personal brand. Personal brand is everything in today's interesting life when people are looking at us and they judge us based on what they see. Once they get to know us, start working with us, then they discover this entire Herbalife business, and it's not about us anymore, it's about Herbalife, right? But initially, it's all about us, because we contact, it's a direct sales, right? It's about us. So we contact people, we see us, they see us as an entrance point. So it's important who we are and what we are and our individual brands. So I believe that we need all of us to invest in our individual brands. And it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about every distributor who wants to be a professional. So how I look, how my brand looks and feels. What is my public story, what people see? How my social media profiles look. Do I need professional assistants maybe to put together my profiles and my social media pages and everything, or not? Many of us, or some of us, I would say, are very good in it, and you don't need a professional assistance. But I know many people who found themselves, especially during pandemic times, they are not capable of running social media pages, and they don't understand this whole world, and they think that this is just for young people. And many others said, I'm not able, I'm not going to do what they do. I can't do it. I don't understand what is going on here. So probably these people need to get some professional assistance from others who can do it, who can help. So we need to pay some money to some people who understand how to create your own brand and get professional assistance. There is nothing wrong with that. Sounds logic to you? But it's not about you, it's about them. Because we are coming back to our places, and I know for sure that 80% easily of our downlines, they don't know how to do it properly. So it's about time to help them with these ideas. So then communication, how your personal brand communicates, and how your team is using your personal brand. This is very important. It's not about you, it's about your team using your brand. This is very interesting. We used to do 30 years ago, plus when we all started, excuse me, some 45, right? But it's like 45 years. When we started, I remember my sponsor said to me, one day you are going to meet your upline sponsor. His name is Michael Cole. He lives in Madrid. He's a millionaire team member. And one day you are going to meet him. There is no one who is at this level in Israel. Okay, you're going to, he's in Madrid. And his sponsor, his brother, Ben Cole, his president's team, it was 26 president's team members in the company, 26. And you are going to meet him one day, if you behave. All right? And if you behave, you will become, one day, you will become supervisor, one day. Seriously. It was positioned like you can't even imagine how it was positioned, high, right? And so my dream was to meet those guys. And one day I did. I couldn't communicate with them because we didn't speak the same languages initially, right? But I've seen the guy. In today's world, it's different. We see those guys. Before we sign up, we see everybody. In every position, in every situation. That's why we need to think how our downlines are using our own brands. And that's why sometimes we need professional assistance. So our brands would reflect that we are serious people within Herbalife. Super important thing. So I'm not exaggerating. So next one is personal activity and status. As a supervisor, now we are supervisors, not president's team members, right? Now we are supervisors. So as a supervisor, I'm thinking about myself. What is my main daily method of operation? Is it designed for duplication or not? I know many people, including myself, when I traveled to Mexico to discover nutrition clubs in 2006, I came back. I've seen many nutrition clubs in different places. Thank you, Mexico. Mexico, 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 Mexico. So we've seen several different types of clubs. One of them was a big club with several supervisors working together, which was called a central club, right? If you remember, some of them were open in some different places. It's called central club. So instead of opening individual club, I made a little mistake and opened huge club, because I could. I was chairman's club member, so I took a big space. I brought 25 supervisors in, and I thought this is going to be a nutrition club. It wasn't. It was just financial operation to finance the premises. That's it. So now I was chasing these guys for monthly rent. Okay, this was the business I discovered. But it took me a couple of years to understand that this is not designed for duplication. This is not the DMO. This was an illusion of DMO. So now what we think, when I look at myself now and I look at my distributors and I'm trying to help them to design DMO which is designed to be duplicable, whether it's nutrition club, whether it's anything else, right? It needs to be designed, first of all, to be duplicated quickly, okay? So that's the main thing, regardless of what DMO. Some people are so great on social media, but sometimes too great, that new people are coming, cannot duplicate it. So that's why we need to think about it. What we do needs to be designed to be copied by other people. Second is, what is my customer base? Do I run enough of my customers? Do I have enough of my supervisor profit, supervisor income? So am I a good example for my people? What is my total volume points? Total volume. Is it 2,500 volume points monthly? And I know some people who have 2,500 volume points monthly, and this is their volume. Some other great people, they produce 2,600. It's already a pretty good one. So the next one is personal volume structure. Do I have depth? Am I developing my lines? So, or it's just first line. So the next one, am I active in recruiting? Or I used to be active in recruiting? This is kind of self-assessment. Self-assessment, right? When you hear some people from on stage telling their stories, I recruited, right? Great stories. And you are thinking sometimes, I'm thinking sometimes, oh, I did it 30 years ago. That's great. It was 30 years ago. I was young and hot, and I was full of energy, right? And I was recruiting like crazy, but it was 30 years ago, and the question is, what's going on now? The question is, what's going on now? Should we restart our first 3, 4, 5 years with the same energy? So, do I bring enough first-line supervisors or not? Or I'm working with the old guys who already decided they are not going to be active in business? Because majority of our supervisors, they're just customers. We know it. It's fine. No problem with that. We love them, but the question is, do we have enough first-line active supervisors or not? And the last one, do we engage with Premier League to the extent that it makes a difference? Not just call it, let's do it, not just communicate passively that it's nice to have, but actually go and put serious pressure on everyone, on everybody, just to excel in Premier League and to go to the next levels of Premier League. By the way, in Russian-speaking markets, we just introduced more levels of Premier League, just locally, like second level and third level, not just 10 distributors first line and 2 supervisors, but 15 distributors first line and 3 supervisors, 20 distributors first line and 4 supervisors, and so on and so forth. So we need to excel. We need to promote it heavily. The next one is supervisor business and financial management, where I'm looking at my people, at my supervisors I'm working with. I need to understand, do they know how to run their product stock? or they forgot it, because many people forgot it. I must tell you, you don't know, but I do. So many people forgot how to run stock, because what they do from day one, they sign up everybody as a preferred customer, so they don't need stock. And if they don't need stock, they don't generate new sales, because they don't have products at home. No direct sales. They forgot how to do direct sales, how to face new customer. So that's why we promote heavily now having some stock at home. For a few customers, if you're a professional supervisor, you need to carry stock at home and go and do PPV, personally purchased volume, personal sales, new sales to new customers, and not just asking or waiting when your preferred customers would place the order. So PPV versus PC. So I believe we need to get back. And I advise all my active supervisors to go and on the first day of the month to place an order for 1,000 volume points. I'm not talking about US situation when you have documented volume and it needs to go to customers directly. Otherwise, okay, so if this is not the case, or in India, right? If this is not the case, my advice to all active supervisors is just first of the month, you place an order, you put 1,000 volume points, and you go and sell it like crazy to generate new customers, new full retail customers, and to generate full retail income from the first day of the month, not to wait until the end of the month when I need to complete my volume. And so why do we have here current status, goals, and new routine? That means if I want to change this culture within my organization, I need to make it part of the training, make it part of the new routine. Otherwise, it doesn't work. If I just go once and say it once, it doesn't work. It's not enough. It needs to be repeated and repeated every single month that you need to properly manage your stock at home. You need to, same with supervisor profitability. Same with profit and loss. In many cases, we don't want to deal with our supervisor profitability because it's too sensitive. I need to go and ask questions like, how much money do you make? Are you making enough money? How much money do you spend on business? What is your net profit? What are your expenses? What your wife is saying? What your husband is saying, right? Some people found themselves in the business, right? But actually they run negative P&L. Negative, they are losing money because they are spending more money on business and life than they're making in Herbalife, and we are not asking those questions, and we have to. This is part of my routine. I'm driving everybody crazy with questions, how much money do you make? Show me the money. You remember this, Jerry Maguire? Show me the money. This is super important, and this is what opens the entire conversation. Why do you need money? How much money do you need? What do you need to do to get this money? What kind of new routines we need to introduce in our business in order to get more money? This is, at the end of the day, this is the situation for every supervisor. Before we succeed, we survive. This is my personal motto with my supervisors. You want to succeed in the business? Survive first. Show me that you can survive. I'm not asking anybody to become full-time in Herbalife before they become successfully part-time. Then you can start thinking about full-time. But if you are full-time, you take responsibility to finance your own business and your own family. So that's why I need to go into details and ask those questions, which are sometimes very delicate questions. But we have to do it. Financial analysis, financial training, supervisor financial goals. All of that needs to become a routinal part of the training. And we avoid it. Let's face it. In many cases, we avoid it. So I decided to put into this situation. I'm going to discuss it with everybody this year to improve every supervisor financials. This is my this year goal. Improve every supervisor financials. Now the next one is supervisor demographics. We are, as leaders, we need to bring more supervisors, successful, profitable supervisors, than we lose. Because we lose people, let's face it. We lose people. The question is how many percentage-wise, how many people we lose compared to how many people we bring in. So this is 5 years plan to become president's team member. Very doable plan. I know people who did it. But in case if we bring enough supervisors, the recruiting is strong, daily method of operations are strong, financial training is strong, enough people are profitable, so they are good examples to the marketplace, so we become attractive as an organization, the culture is good, and we don't lose many people. If we lose 20% of people, like on this chart, then we have incremental 10 months of business. So 2 months or 3 months we replace, because we are losing 20–30%, right? We replace, but the rest is we build up. So it's an incremental business. But if this is the case, if we are poorly designed as a system, if our supervisors are not profitable and we don't care about it enough, we are losing supervisors on the February 1st. And so what happens is we are losing almost the same amount of supervisors we bring in. So 6 months out of a year or more, we are actually replacing those who we lost last year. And this is very difficult to grow. So if we want within 5 years to become strong president's team member, we need to take care of how many people we bring and how they perform financially. So the next one is events. We need to go back to events. This is something which we somehow missing in many places. I'm not saying, I'm not generalizing anything here, but I know that many people stopped doing events when COVID came, when pandemic came. We stopped in many places, we had no choice, but we never rebuilt it. In many places and in many cities, we didn't rebuild the system of our events. And our company and our social community is all about human relations, events, seeing each other, hugging each other, working together. This type of event we cannot replace with Zoom. We tried to do it during the pandemic. You remember the honors online? You remember? Sometimes you're getting and see what's going on. Ah, okay, thank you. And then you are going and dealing with your stuff, right? This was type of, and this is how we keep running our business in some places. I'm not saying everywhere, but in many places I know our offline events are still don't exist. Many people stopped, then we lost skills how to do it. And new generation of people, they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to invite, they don't know how to organize, how to put together, how to arrange a stage, how to register people, how to tell your story, testimonials, data. All of that was lost in many cases. Are you aware of that? Are we talking about it? Or is just... but this is the situation in many, many markets and many, many cities. And leaders stop talking together, stop talking to each other, and stop working together. And those events are still not running. And we need to go back to our basics. So that's why we, as leadership, we need to go back to weekly HOMs, monthly events, whether it's STS, supervisor school, leadership event, leadership development weekend, extravaganza, future meal team retreat, future press team retreat, honors. We need to be present everywhere. It's very easy to be present in the Zoom, right? But it doesn't work. Let's face it, it doesn't make the work. Because conversion is low, retention is low, attention is low. Attention is low. When we are trying to run events online only, it's not enough. It's not enough. We all understand it's not enough. We are competing with everything what's going on at home. With everything what's going on, lots of distractions. People are not there, their cameras are off, okay, and they're dealing with their stuff. That's why we need to bring everybody back to local events. Local events is the name of the game, and this is what needs to happen this year. This year we don't have more time, otherwise everyone will forget how to do it. The next one is building organization. So what is our current status? How we are working first line? How we are identifying rising stars? First line builders. First line youngsters. I'll explain what I mean. Supervisor activity percentage of active supervisors. average supervisor volume points, and first-line top team members. Now we are talking about, do we have a good foundation for the future growth or not? Do I have builders in my first line, or I have collectors in my first line? And I'm looking at my first line, and I understand that I'm missing people. I don't have enough foundation to go and create next 10 years of business, next 20 years of business. Because most of these people, not most, all of them, are already collecting their royalties. And I'm looking who is actually building, very few. So it needs to be a wake-up call for me. I'm going to change my business routines this year. I'm going to create new builders. This is going to be my big focus this year and next year, to create at least 10 new builders first line. Builders means those who are crazy and they go all the way to the top. In order to find 10 people, we probably will need to bring like 100 or 200 good people into first line, right? What is it? 300. Susan says 300. We respect Susan, right? So it's 300, write this down, not 200. Thank you, Susan. I didn't talk to you before, so I made a mistake and said 200. It's actually 300, okay? So it's only Susan has this right, okay, to raise the bar. Okay, so current status, we look what we have, we put together goals, and we change routine. It means that if I need to switch my focus to first line recruiting, this is what I need to do. Next one is Chairman's Club Foundation. Very interesting for many people. Number one is how many first line president's team members I already have, right? Number two is first line top team members. Do I have enough top team, enough meat, excuse me, excuse my French? Do we have enough raw material, in a way, for future president's team? Do I have enough top team lines which I can work with, people who are hot, people who are hot, and people who are very much hot? Or not? So this is big question, okay? So president's team candidates, I call them candidates. Very interesting. It's my personal assessment. I need to understand, is it candidate or I'm just wasting my time? This is something which we live sometimes in illusions. I say, I have enough first-line top team members, so one day they will become president's team. But if we go and try to analyze, is it real expectation I can have? In many cases we say, no. It will happen one day. I'm talking to my GET team, and I say, and we analyze together, so based on the current dynamics, when you believe you can become president's team member? And she says, it's not just she, it's everybody, it's the same, they have the same type of misunderstanding of the situation. So she says, 5 years from now, I'm going to be president's team, or 10 years from now, I will be president's team. Okay, so let's calculate. So how many new supervisors are being created in your organization in the last 6 months? We go open BizWorks, and we found out that there are two new supervisors in the last 6 months. Okay, great. So how many people deactivated, okay, became inactive, or didn't requalify? 2. So how many years we need in order to become president's team member, while with your average supervisor volume, you would need 300 supervisors? How many years? Infinity. Right? We divide number of supervisors by number of new supervisors a year, so we need to divide by 0, actually. And so what kind of, so there is no chance even, and people they're not aware of that. They don't see that they are actually not, they're not on the track at all. They're off track. So, do I have a good support system for new top team members to develop? Do I check my deeper lines? Am I searching for my new stars in deeper lines or not? Or I'm just sitting and waiting when they call me? They can call you from your 5th line. But what I'm doing, I'm going and searching actively. I'm sitting with my BizWorks and looking for 10th generation deep, where I would sometimes, I found some interesting people and I just go, unfortunately for their first line, they don't even know that it exists because they don't see it in their BizWorks. It's too low for them. They don't collect the bonus, so they don't see the 10th line. I can see it, so I go deeper, identify the rising star, call the person, establish contact, and start working directly. That's the only choice. So I think that this is something to be done by everybody, to go and search deeper, because it's in many cases, it's deeper than we think. So this is very interesting. So the next one is personal projects. I'm running with them, with some of them personal projects. So I'm taking this person as a personal project, 10th line, 5th line, but this is, I see it's a rising star. I remember my first time when I met upline sponsor called Ben Cole. He asked me, first question, he asked me 2 questions when I met him. First time in 1993, February, Barcelona extravaganza. So I was just new millionaire team, and I just received my millionaire team pin. Just received, two hours before our conversation. And he said, congratulations. He said, congratulations. Nice to meet you. This was first. Nice to meet you. Congratulations. Then the question was, how long you are wearing this pin? I said 2 hours. He said, too long. It's too long. You need to switch here and go to president's team. Okay. So sometimes we are looking for interesting people, and now we need to go directly to meet these people, to start working with them personally, to get them close to you. Not to wait when they call you one day, but just to go and be there. Igor Mekibil, Chairman's Club member, is sitting here. He was my 5th generation initially. 5th. We found out him, I just met him somewhere in my 5th generation, called the guy, invited, we met, became good friends, started to work together, Chairman's Club members. First line, Chairman's Club member. So, many stories like that. Top team organizational structure is very important to identify, to understand whether this is potential or not potential president's team for you. Will it give you another diamond or not? I will show you the example. And how we facilitate top team growth. So do we have a good system to take a GET team member to president's team? This is, some people already discussed it on stage, so I will not repeat it. So this is a GET team. It's a typical GET team structure, GET team organizational structure, and there are 4 questions which I'm asking usually. Number 1 is it new GET team or old GET team? That's important. It's a big difference, because if this is old, and I'm trying to understand, is it my candidate or not? Is it my candidate for the future president's team or not? So the question is it new GET team or old GET team? Because if it's new GET team, then it's fine, because there is no depth. So people usually, they are good in building first line, second line is somehow being built, third line is normally doesn't exist yet, and that's it. So this is kind of structure, right? If this is new GET team, then it's fine. It means this is active, good, working, building person. Now we need to go and build it wide and deep. But if this is old GET team member, old, 10 years, 15 years, and then this is still the situation, I'm not sure this is candidate. I'm not sure this is the candidate. So I don't need to live in illusion that this is going to be another leg for me to qualify to president's team. Obviously things are happening, but after 10 or 20 years, if it's the same, still the same structure, I would doubt, okay? So the question is obviously who is in charge in many cases, because people sometimes they build their organizations as a part of a bigger system and them themselves not in charge. So I need to understand, is it independent leader with independent thinking, capable of creating their own systems, running events, leadership skills, everything, or happen to be there because we did everything for them? There is a difference, okay? So we need to understand who our GET team members are and how to see whether it's right candidate or not exactly. I'm not saying that, I'm not dividing anybody, right? Everyone has a good chance to succeed eventually, but I just want to identify a good people I'm going to, because we are all limited, our time is limited. The next one is classic skill set in our organization, which we lost, many of us, during COVID and pandemic. Many of our people lost classical direct sales skills. So we need to rebuild it. One is how to package your story, how to work with very old, primitive tools like surveys, flyers, business cards, and all of that. Many people believe that it belongs to the past. No, it works. Human contacts everywhere, it all works. We just need to go back and talk to people. On social media, we're less talking to people. Now we need to go offline and talk to people and use old, good skills of classic direct sales, of approaching people, facing people, talking to people, meeting people, getting skills of human connection and human interaction like we learned from the best. My mentor in this regard was Alan Lorenz. I was looking at him, how he was talking and approaching people, and I was kind of shocked every time. But I was slowly and surely getting from him these ideas how to communicate with people on the top level. And he was top level communicator. I never seen anybody like that. And those who knew Alan, you would agree. We need to go back to those skills. Wellness evaluation, customer follow-up, one-on-one recruiting. Many people forgot how to pitch business. I'm asking them, including GET team members and MIL team members, pitch it to me. This is a very important sentence, write this down. Pitch it to me. Pitch this business to me. Recruit me. People are shocked. They forgot how to do it. They know how to bring someone to the HOM, maybe, if it does exist, right? Or bring someone to the online HOM, which no one is in charge. And everyone is sitting with the screens off, with the cameras off, right? But this is not something which I expect from the leadership, right? From the leader to be. I want them to face me, sell the business to me, get me excited. I don't care how it's going to be explained, just pitch it to me, just sell it to me. I want to see you in action. And then I'll tell you that you are great, you are the best, it's wonderful, let's fix here and let's fix there, and that's wonderful, let's do it now. Let's scale up. But first, we need to rebuild the skill of pitching business. Many people forgot it. Because for us, when we built through the nutrition clubs, for example, business in the last 18 years, in many cases, business, it was a side product, it was a byproduct of a successful nutrition club. And people forgot how to pitch business, actually, directly. Direct business pitch somehow became kind of sidelined. So, home parties, circle of influence, all those things also sidelined during the COVID time. Home parties, shake parties. This is where things are happening. This is where chemistry is being built. HOMs, basic trainings, monthly supervisor school, and 90 days plan. All of that, I believe, needs to be brought back to our organizations, to our routines and everything. Next one is the city development, city business development. We all live in communities and in cities. And during pandemic and COVID time, it also somehow disappeared. And in many cases was not rebuilt. So many of us lost those skills of running event and planning events such as HOM, STS, supervisor school. Many of us, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to us, us here on stage, right? In many cases, we are divided by DMOs, by daily method of operation. Instead of being together, looking for common denominators, we found ourselves divided. So I'm running my own isolated segment, because I believe in certain DMO, and this person believes in another DMO, we cannot work together anymore because we belong to different sectarian organizations. Okay, I believe in my thing, okay, and you don't. So we cannot run supervisor school or STS together. STS is not about DMO. STS is an extended HOM for people. What it has to do with DMO, STS? Why can't we do it together? Why can't we create city momentum like never before? Get together, bring everybody together. Pitch Herbalife, classic Herbalife thing. And recreate city plan. We used to run cities, if you remember. City by city, remember those things? Alan Lorenz, work together, think locally, work globally. No, work locally, think globally. You remember all of that. We need to bring it back. It all works. Everything is super important to bring it back, to stop dividing, to stop separating, to bring people together, to find common denominators, not to go into specific DMOs if it's a sensitive issue in this city, to put it aside and train on DMOs during master classes, like it's done in Europe, in a really great way. Nutrition Club people go to the master class, nutrition master class in Europe, and online marathons, challenges and everything, they go to their own master class. And this is great. And then we can really get together and work together and not to think twice, should we do it, shouldn't we do it. So cities, we need to recreate events, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and see what other cities around doing and working with our sidelines. Working with sidelines is one of the biggest things, working with sidelines. In many cases, our leadership, they don't believe that they need too much to invest into sideline relations. Big mistake, big mistake. We were so blessed with Alan Lorenz again. I'm quoting this guy because this is huge inspiration for me. The whole story of working together. He never cared about which organization you belong to. Never, ever. He was connecting people. He was the biggest ever connector in our company. He introduced people. He cared about everybody. He wanted to know about everybody, and he knew everybody, and he connected everybody everywhere without any specific business interest. But then later on, since he knew everybody, since he connected everybody, he could use it for his own business. Not in a bad way, in a good way. So since I know everybody, I can call and say, hey, what's going on in town? They say, this is what's going on in town. So he's talking to his guy, go and join there. That's it. He was putting his eggs everywhere, right? Like this bird, what's the name of the bird which puts her eggs into someone else's nests? How it's called? Cuckoo? Cuckoo. Some people call it cuckoo. So it's cuckoo. So Alan was the biggest cuckoo in the world in this regard. He knew how to build nests, how to connect everybody. He was the genius in this regard. So we need to bring those skills. We need to work with sidelines. We need to create connections. Sidelines are more important than downlines. This is my personal view, and here's why. If I want my downlines to work together and be friends, they look at me and copy me naturally. If I'm good with my sidelines, they see me good with sidelines, they become good friends because they are sidelines. So this is the natural duplication of the upline behavior. That's why we need to go, not just because of the business interest, not just because of being connected and using our international connections and helping each other, but actually this is a good example for our downlines. They need to see us working with sidelines and promoting sidelines, because we don't have specific business interest in sidelines, but we do. Their success is our success, because we are running the same city or the same country. We are independent. We are not independent from each other. We are very much dependent. So that's why we need to try to improve everybody's businesses here. Everybody's, regardless of Organizational belonging. We all belong to the same source. Okay, so important general conditions. There are a few general conditions in order to change the routines, make great goals, and eventually create this change which we started with at the beginning. So we need to get ambition back. Ambition is something to do with, we all have it this way or another, but we need to get it back. Ambition. We need to come and say, I'm going to do it no matter what. Those things need to be pronounced, articulated. We used to say it, we need to say it again. This is a different company with different opportunities. You understood that we are going to go through the roof. And the question is, are we going to be bystanders just watching what's going on, or we are going to be part of it? As my sponsor used to say, there are three groups of people. One group are those who make it happen. The second group are those who, watching others make it happen. And the third group, they don't know what happens. Okay? So the question is, what group we are going to be? So we need to bring this back, this ambition that this is us who make things happen. Us. We are not going to watch others making things happen. We need to have clear goal and clear plan for this year. It needs to be pronounced here. It's not general goal. It's many little goals. That's why I've created this journal for me to detail everything into little goals. Not everything needs to be filled in this journal, but some certain things probably I would need to fix, or many of them. Ready to restart. So I need to make a decision that I'm going to do my first 3 years, even though I'm in a different situation, life, family, age, health, anything you want is different, but I'm going to make the decision that I will restart my first 3 years. This is my decision, I made it to myself. So, and you're all obviously welcome to do a similar decision to make. Next one is discipline. We need discipline, and rather than motivation, because motivation, this is short-living thing. Leaving comfort zone, because we are all can easily stay in comfort zone. Another one is the ability to delay gratification, because we want things now, right? I want it all and I want it now, as Freddie Mercury used to say, used to sing. And my position, am I going to be a royalty receiver or builder again? Royalty receiver for me is waste of my experience, my talent, my energy. I'm just going to waste myself and that's it. I don't want to get retired. Because if I don't get it, if I don't continue, then I'm retired. So I want to restart. Instead of get retired, right, I want to restart. So, and obviously it's a state of mind. Do I need to change my state of mind? Yes, I do. The question is how to do it. Two books I started with. They would help you to change your mind. Me, excuse me, I don't need to say you, because I say because I did it for me. You just happen to be here. And then there are certain little very particular things which we are doing. For example, let's analyze 1 week. It's a homework which I am making to myself and some of my people. We need to analyze 1 week, how we spend time. Then people would find themselves that they're spending their time not in an optimal way. A big part of the time is just being wasted. People just don't pay attention how that, more than half of their time has no meaning. They're searching, they're doing, they're talking, and they believe that they are in Herbalife. But Herbalife, it's too generic. I can just spend easily 3, 4, 5 hours in social media doing Herbalife, but actually I'm not. Out of these 3, 4, 5 hours, I actually was contacting people, in reality, 5 minutes. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The rest I was just reading and watching and stuff like that. So that's why we need to go and analyze just 1 week. It's important. And write everything down and then calculate whether this is good investment of my time or not. and it will help us to introduce new routines. And then this is my list which I'm going to fill, what I want to achieve in 2025. And then I'm going to do it on a monthly basis. Then I'm going to fill it not just once, because I'm going to forget it, right? So that's why I have 12 months here. 12 monthly plans. Each month I'm going to start with the goals for this month. What kind of routines, new routines I need to introduce in my organization and myself and so on and so forth. And it's going to happen every single month because it's too late in November to start changing things in 2025. That's why we need to make it monthly. Monthly, on the first of the month, I list all my goals, my routines, and I'm going to work, and then I analyze every month. This is how a year is being built, right? So this is the next one. And the last two slides, something important to take care of. Not just to work, but actually to take care of your device, right? Obviously, we are going to replace everything and everybody with robots very soon. But still, our body is very important, and our mind, right? So that's why we need to take care of those things. Physical activity daily, not weekly, not monthly, daily. Physical activity, best nutrition, and we know what to do with nutrition. Optimal weight, optimal sleep, off-screen time. Not easy, not easy. Medical checkups. We need to be proactive because we are in charge of our body and our business, and that's why we are responsible for our body. We are and we are not regular people. We are not regular people. We are astronauts. So they don't belong to themselves, these people. So we don't belong to ourselves. We belong to the nation. Okay. So we need to be great, not good. We need to be great in everything we are doing, and so on. And the last one, obviously, which I'm not going into detail, is your family, right? We also need to plan it and improve it, and we all need to do something. And I have many things to improve, obviously, like everybody. So these are the plans, my own plans. I'm going to fill it during my flight. So if you want, we can make it available to everybody, those ideas, as a journal, right? And then you can go and talk to your Get team members and say, okay, so could be your tool, or you can optimize it, you can change it based on your ideas and your reality, and come and say with the same type of methodology. So go and let's start run the journal of changes. Not just nice slogans, let's change. No, how to change, what to do. I recommend everybody to read these two books. It really makes so much sense, it's unbelievable, that I can change everything and then how to change everything. And this is Herbalife application of it, of these two books. Thank you very much.